Now from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Hello everyone. A pair of all-star pitchers squared off in Chicago as the Cards and Cubs wrapped up play before the all-star break. Adam Wainwright and Travis Wood hooked up last night at Wrigley Field, and boy, would both teams go out with a bang to end the first half of the season. Wind blowing in at Wrigley, so you would think a few runs, but not so fast. We pick it up in the top of the first, and Yadier Molina gets things going with an RBI single to center. That would bring around Carlos Beltran, and the Cards led 1-0 early. Then in the bottom of the second, Chicago's Darwin Barney singles just out of the reach of Matt Carpenter. Dave Sapelt scores on the play, game tied at 1. Move ahead to the top of the fourth now, 2-1 Cards, and David Freese hits a ground ball to third. Luis Albuena lets it go a bit too late, and that allows Alan Craig to score. Cards up 3-1. Now bottom of the sixth, Darwin Barney up, and he hits one to left. It looks like Alan Craig has a beat on the ball, but the basket in Wrigley Field claims another home run, a 3-run homer. Cubbies take the 4-3 lead. Now top of the seventh now, tie game at 4. And Matt Carpenter singles up the middle just out of Barney's glove. 1 run would score on the play, and it was 5-4 Cardinals. Flash forward to the bottom of the eighth now, 6-4 St. Louis, and pitch hitter Cody Ransom hits one into the gap. That would bring around Cole Gillespie and Barney, and we have a tie ball game. But in the ninth, Cardinals up 7-6, and oh my, Yadi. He smacks one deep into the Chicago night. Molina went 4 for 6 on the night with a home run, a double, and 4 runs batted in. Cards win 10-6, and more good news for the Cardinals. Reliever Edward Mujica was added to the National League roster, replacing Wainwright because he started last night. Mujica has a record of 1-1 this season with 26 saves and a 2.27 earned run average. The Pirates hosting the Mets. Pedro Alvarez getting his all-star jersey. He will also participate in tonight's home run derby. Top of the first, Marlon Byrd hits a double, ground rule double down the left field line. Eric Young Jr. would score on the play, 1-0 Mets. 2 batters later, John Buck with a single to right. That would bring around David Wright. And then Marlon Byrd beats the throw home, and it was 3-0 Mets early on. Bottom of the third, Pirates' Starling Marte hits another ground rule double down the left field line. That would bring around pitcher Garrett Cole. Pirates down 2, but in the top of the seventh, New York's Daniel Murphy triples into the left center field gap. That would bring around Eric Young Jr. once again. Mets go up 4-1. New York avoids the sweep and wins it 4-2. Cards lead the Buccos by 1 game heading into the All-Star break. And the Royals will have 3 All-Stars in New York Tuesday night. Royal reliever Greg Holland has been added to the American League roster. Holland is 2-1 this season with 22 saves and a 1.80 earned run average. He joins Alex Gordon and Salvador Perez as Royals on the American League squad. This is the first time since 1988 the Royals have had 3 All-Stars. And KC trying to snap a 5-game skid as they battle the Tribe at Progressive Field. Bottom of the third, 2-2 game, and Carlos Santana doubles down the right field line. David Lowe having a little trouble with the ball in right field. That allowed Michael Brantley to score all the way from first. Indians take a 3-2 lead. And then top of the fourth, game tied at 3 now, and the Royals, Alcides Escobar singles to left center. That would bring home Lowe, and the Royals actually took a 4-3 lead. But bottom of the sixth now, 2 on for the Tribe. Aldrubal Cabrera at the plate, and he doubles into the right center field gap. That would bring home both runners, and Indians took a 5-4 lead. And then flash forward, top of the ninth, Royals down 2, tying run at the plate in the form of Salvador Perez, but he grounds out to short. The Indians win 6-4 to sweep the Royals. And check this out. This is season ticket holder Greg Neal. He gave a new definition to the word good luck. He snagged not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 foul balls yesterday at the Indians-Royals game. Neal caught so many he tossed the last one into a different section because he already had one for each of his kids. Oh, and another little fun fact about Neal, he wasn't even sitting in his normal seats. He had to move over one section for yesterday's game so he could get extra tickets. Turns out he got the lucky section. According to ESPN Stats and Info, the odds of catching 4 foul balls are about 1 trillion to 1. And Columbia's Carl Edwards and the NASCAR Sprint Cup drivers raced in New Hampshire yesterday. Edwards started last yesterday in 3rd place in the Sprint Cup standings at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Lap 14, Kevin Harvick bumps into Marcus Ambrose. Ambrose would spin out. He would run into Casey Mears. That creates a whole big car pile up. And then we flash forward to lap 225. Matt Kenseth bumps into Kurt Busch, who runs into Ryan Newman, and Newman and Busch spin into the wall, forcing one of the 11 cautions in the race. 15 laps to go, Brian Vickers passes Tony Stewart to take the lead. And then 2 laps to go, off a restart now. Vickers pulls away from the field. Vickers takes the checkered flag, snapping a 75-race winless streak. Carl Edwards finished 8th. And that is sports. So I don't know how many baseball games you ladies have been to, but what would you do if you caught 4 foul balls at one game?
I mean, go play the lottery next.
I know, seriously.
Can you believe that?
Lucky person.
That is an unbelievable day for that guy. I love that he had one for each of his 3 kids and then just chucked the other one to a different section so somebody else.
Don't want to be too greedy.
Well.